No turning back. It has to be here. There was something in Dad's research about this.
It was said the Prophet's tomb was hidden in the cliffs above one of the forgotten cities. Legend speaks of an oasis where the Prophet was laid to rest.
Something's here. Could this really be it? Incredible. Some kind of marker. I can't quite make out the translation, but this word. Prophet. This is it. Dad was right. He's shown here, performing healing miracles. Dad's notes mention this. He led his followers through the desert, to the oasis. A secret entrance. It's amazing. If only Dad could have seen this. Here. Got to get inside.
The Order of Trinity pursued the Prophet and his people relentlessly until finally confronting them in their hidden oasis.
Damn it. Come on. There was a battle here. Armed soldiers against religious pilgrims. The Order of Trinity. The Prophet, slain by the Order of Trinity. Damn it. That was too close. They're blasting their way in. Let's hope this works. Stunning. We made it, Dad. Inside.
Hey everyone, Richard from Digital Foundry here with a sneak peek at our upcoming Rise of the Tomb Raider Xbox One X coverage. Yes, we've played the Gamescom demo extensively now, yes, we've captured it, and yes, we will have a more detailed look at it soon, but in the here and now I wanted to put together a video based on the HDR support that the game has. And this video represents a full playthrough of the demo with HDR enabled. Okay, so while this is an HDR video, if you're watching on YouTube, chances are that you're simply seeing the high dynamic range presentation tone mapped down to SDR, in which case enjoy some native 4K Rise of the Tomb Raider action. But if you have the required kit, you can access the HDR encode, and primarily, obviously, that means you're going to be needing an HDR screen first and foremost. Okay, so if you're watching on YouTube, to activate HDR you'll need a 2016 or 2017 Samsung 4K screen, and you'll need to watch through the YouTube app. Alternatively, hook up a Chromecast Ultra, stream the video through that, and you're good to go. Oh, and it goes without saying that if you support the Digital Foundry Patreon, you can download this video, copy it to a USB drive, and play it on your TV, Nvidia Shield, or Xbox One S. And that really is the best way to watch. Our source file is encoded to preserve as much of that precious detail as possible. So let's talk Tomb Raider then. The game ships with 3 modes, just like PlayStation 4 Pro. There's a high frame rate mode that targets 60 frames per second, and an enriched 4K mode, which draws upon the PC's higher visual presets and uses some kind of temporal upscaling technology to produce a rather impressive 4K presentation. Now, based on what I've seen so far, that's probably the mode I'd choose to play through the game. And finally, there's the mode that you're seeing here, where Rise of the Tomb Raider draws upon the power of the Scorpio engine's 6 teraflop GPU to deliver the game at a pristine native 4K. 3840 by 2160, no upscaling, no checkerboarding, no temporal trickery. What this does mean is that the visual settings are essentially tied with the standard Xbox One version of the game. However, developer Nixis pulls in the very high quality textures from the top-end PC experience, and we believe that some other improvements may have been made too. Possibly a boost to anisotropic filtering, and the pure hair quality level may have been pushed up a notch too. This is the kind of fine-grained analysis that John will be looking at soon, but one thing that should be stressed is that this is an early demo. I captured this at a Microsoft Showcase event a couple of weeks back and was told that there's the possibility of other enhancements potentially making their way across from the enriched mode to the native mode. But from my perspective, based on what I played and what you're seeing here, I feel that perhaps the basis of further development on native mode should be focused on leveling out any performance dips. So, funnily enough, when I captured this, I couldn't actually watch it with HDR enabled, a factor of the screen being configured for SDR, though the capture kit itself is fully HDR enabled. So I didn't actually get to see the HDR effect until I processed the video back at the Digital Foundry office, then played it back on my LG B6 at home. And well, let's just say that it's a Tomb Raider presentation the likes of which I've not seen before. Lara spends a lot of her time in dark caves in this Prophet's Tomb level, and what struck me the most was the huge contrast between the dark cave interiors and overhead light sources. Also, Lara's glow stick, the way it renders in HDR is very different to the standard presentation. It kinda just sort of looks the way it should. A high intensity light source within a very dark environment. That said, in this build at least, the extremes in high dynamic range can be quite eye-opening, and this does lead to scenarios later on where bright areas and some specular elements can perhaps look a little blown out. So a couple of notes on this. Firstly, yes, obviously, it's pre-production code. Secondly, the menu system includes an HDR slider. Now, I left this on the default setting when ideally you'd be looking to calibrate the look of the game to your specific display. Returning to the quality of the port in general, performance in native 4K mode tends to hold at a flat 30